Super. Okay. Yes. So good evening and welcome to day 4. And today we're going to start off with a brand new module, right? We've already completed the reading module, so the speaking module. And today we're going to start off with a very interesting module, that is the reading module. All right. For today's session, or rather till we finish the reading module or any module for that matter, I want you all to have an open mindset to learning. Make sure that you accept whatever is being taught and also follow certain steps that will help you grasp things faster even after the training program. So always have an open mind to learning. Okay. And since we're starting the reading module today, I just want to tell you that I understand not a lot of people enjoy reading. Are you all able to hear me? Can you just type a yes in the chat? Great, super. So thank you. Thank you for interacting, Great. All right. So like I was saying, not a lot of people enjoy reading. However, for this exam, it is mandatory. Correct? This module is mandatory. We really can't do anything about it. So till you finish your exam, IELTS exam, make it a point to pick up anything that you like, maybe a book, articles, blogs, on any subject that you enjoy, and read and understand what's given, because that's what's going to help you the most. Of course, I am going to help you by teaching you the techniques, the question types, everything. But this is a sincere request. I really want you to start reading. And why and how does it help? First of all, when you start reading, your grammar improves drastically. Okay, I've seen this with a lot of my previous students. The moment they started learning, their grammar level literally shot up. You are exposed to a lot of new words, and that's very important for our IELTS exam, English exam, isn't it? Right? Apart from that, reading will also help you in the writing module, because the more information you grasp and the more different questions you get in the writing module, you will be able to, put forth your ideas better. Okay. So like I said, please be open to learning, and let's start with today's class. So today we are going to do some simple things only. We are not going to deep dive into question types. However, we'll just understand what the reading module is, slight differences between academic and general reading, and of course, go through a list of question types that you will get in the exam. And finally, I'm going to teach you some simple techniques that will help you tackle different question types in the reading module. Okay? All right, all good? Yes? You can quickly type a yes in the chat so I know, and we can move on. Great. Lovely. Okay, let's move on. So the reading module is the second test in your IELTS exam. I've already mentioned to you earlier that speaking is a separate entity. Correct? Your speaking test is conducted either a day or two before or after your listening, reading, writing examination. Whereas LRW is conducted on one single day, right? So first is your listening module and then your reading test. The duration of the reading test is 1 hour. Whether you're taking paper-based test or computer-based test doesn't matter. The reading test or the reading module is for 1 hour only, which includes going through the passages, going through the questions, and answering the questions given to you. Okay? Now, the total number of sections that you have in the reading module, academic or general, are 3 sections. Okay? But the slight difference, one slight difference between these two versions is, for academic candidates, you will get only 3 full-length passages. Okay, 3 full-length passages. So each section contains 1 passage, right? For general candidates, you have anywhere between 4 to 5 passages. So section 1 contains 2 passages, section 2 has 2 passages, and section 3 has 1 passage. I will explain what kind of passages also you will get. And when I say passages or reading module, it's basically reading comprehension. Okay, we've done reading comprehension back in school, right? Yes. So first of all, you have 3 sections, few passages, and the total number of questions that you will get in your exam is 40 questions. So for each section, you will have anywhere between 12 to 14 questions that you will have to answer. All right. Now, let me tell you that the one difference I already told you, for academic candidates, you have 3 full-length reading comprehension passages, whereas general training candidates, you have 4 to 5 passages, right? Now, another little difference is that these passages for academic candidates are taken from research papers, journals, encyclopedia, some reports or articles, okay? Academic articles or academic papers, all right? So the kind of texts that academic candidates would get would be something like modern skyscrapers or modern buildings, or how are developing countries succeeding, okay? Or just like I've mentioned there, can we prevent poles from melting? Poles as in the North Pole, South Pole, all right, from melting, okay? And you'll have information about these topics, okay? That's how academic candidate passages, academic module passages are picked up from journals, from reports, from articles, to name a few. For general training candidates, it's slightly different. The texts or the passages are usually picked up from newspapers, advertisements, pamphlets, or blogs, or some articles that you find online. And then they give you questions related to that, okay? So understand, all the general training candidates understand what kind of texts or passages will you get for each section. Academic candidates will get very informative, detailed passages, whereas general candidates, in section 1, you have passages which deal with social and linguistic survival skills. Basically, so you may get like a newspaper ad, which has, say, 5 different hotels, names of hotels and their facilities. And you have questions related to that. Or maybe, some list of products, by, a company that probably sells these products, and details about this particular, every product is given to you. That's what you get in section 1. In section 2, you have topics or passages which are related to work or job. For example, you may have a text which talks about different departments in an organization and description of each department, okay? Or maybe a certain organization and what all facilities does this particular does the particular organization provide their employees. So you may have, in section 2, you will always have passages which are related to work, all right? And section 3 is again a very general informative reading text or passage, right? So you may get a text which talks about why is it important to sleep for 8 hours, okay? Or the history of cinema. These are the kind of texts that you will receive in your reading module. This is for general training. Is it clear? Everybody, have you all understood, all the general training candidates and academic training candidates, have you understood the difference in the reading module? Yeah? Okay, great. The good news is, and also I will be taking for, the training for both reading, academic and general in one group itself, because the question types remain the same for both academic and general candidates. The question types do not change, will not change. The texts may be different, the passages may be different, but the kind of questions you get will remain the same. There is no change to that at all. All right, is it clear? Dr. Rakshana, example for section 3, general training. Like I said, why is it important to sleep for 8 hours every day? And you have information about the necessity or the importance of sleeping properly for 8 hours. Okay. Or you may get, why do babies cry? And then you have information about why do babies generally cry. Are you getting it? Is it clear, Dr. Rakshana? Yes? All right. Okay. Now, moving on. Prashanti, I will be doing a quick recap at the end of the class. All right. Does that work? If you have any other questions related to the basics, we'll tackle with it again towards the end. Okay. Now, let us just go ahead and understand the scoring pattern. Like I told you, you have 40 questions in the reading module, academic and general. Okay. So each correct answer corresponds to 1 point. Okay. So if a candidate gets, say, 35 correct answers, these out of 40 scores are already converted into proper band scores that are given to you. Okay. Just like the one that's given here on the screen. So let's say you're an academic candidate and you get a 35 out of 40, which means you have 35 correct answers out of the 40. Then you get a band score 8 because this is for academic IELTS. And this is all predefined. This is not something that I've made up. Okay. And let's say a general training candidate gets a 35 out of 40. Then the band score for general training candidate is band 7 in the reading module. Are you all able to understand? Yes? Okay. I'm going to give you guys a minute. If you have any questions, you can quickly type it in the chat. If not, we'll move on. Okay. Any questions, any doubts? All right, great. Let's move on. Super. Okay. Let us now look at the question types. Now, when I say let us look at the question types, I'm not going to deep dive. I'm only going to tell you what all question types are there. That's all. I'm not going to explain these question types to you today. Okay. There's a reason why I'm not going to explain these question types, because in the next coming days, we are going to focus on every question type properly. Okay. And today I don't want to do that because I want to teach you the techniques. Okay. Moving on. So the first question type is sentence completion. To keep it very simple, fill in the blank question type. Then you have short answer questions where you will get some questions and you'll have to write answers. Remember, these are reading comprehension passages that we're going to be doing. All right. So whatever answers you write will be from the text, and the questions also will be related to the text. Nothing is going to be out of syllabus. Okay. Then you have summary, table, and flowchart completion. Again, this question type falls under the fill in the blanks category. You have multiple choice questions, which we've always come across in many competitive exams. Match the headings, matching information or matching sentence endings. These are match the following kind of question types. And finally, we have true, false, not given, and yes, no, not given. So these are the few question types that all of you will get in your examination. Okay, be it academic or general training. Clear? Right? Now, like I mentioned earlier, I am going to only teach you a few reading techniques today. I am not teaching question types. If you notice, I'm repeating this once again because don't get confused. Today, we're only going to focus on techniques which will help you with the reading module. Okay. And before we go there, I just want to ask you guys, and whoever wants to answer and volunteer, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you. Is it possible or is it correct to read the whole reading comprehension passage in your examination? or not? Anybody who would like to answer, please raise your hand. Prashanti, please unmute. Yeah, Prashanti, please unmute.
Ma'am, while the whole passage, we need to go through the questions first. Then only we need to go through this paragraph. Then only we can easily identify. Okay. One more thing is we can take the bullet points. Like we can underline the main headings, like something like valleys or numbers, or according to the essay or the passage, we can take the headings like main points, so that we can have a quick questioning through answering like that.
Okay, so what I understand is you're saying you first look at questions and then you look at the passage, and when you look at passage, underline important ideas.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay, but my question is, so you're trying to tell me that you should not read the whole text.
I mean, first I'm telling we need to read the whole text. First, I prefer to look at the questions. After that, while reading the passage, we need to underline some main key points, so that it will be easy for us to know what is in the passage. Like repeating twice and once again, it's like wasting of couple of minutes over there. So that I prefer in that way.
Okay. Thanks, Prashanti. But just I want to tell all of you one thing. Today, I might probably be bursting a lot of bubbles and maybe changing your viewpoints itself, and by the techniques that I teach you. All right, Yash, my question was, is it correct in your IELTS reading examination to read the entire passage and then solve the questions? Anybody else who would like to answer, and then we'll move on. Okay, Divya. Yes, Divya?
Yeah, hi, Lavanya.
Hi.
According to me, here we have a time constraint, so it would be better if we read the question first and we take out the keywords and look at the passage to map the answers. That's my opinion.
Okay, thanks, Divya.
Time management also important in IELTS.
Okay, thank you. All right, Yash, one more, that's going to be you, and after that I will answer the same question. Okay, yes, Yash.
Okay. So according to me, we should read the requirements first, like what are the type of questions being asked. Then we should go to the paragraph. So when we are reading for the first time, also we get to know that this has been asked, right? So if we find it directly, we can directly mark it. So first we should read the requirements, like questions first, and then we go to the paragraph.
Okay, all right, I get you. Thank you, Yash. Aloshi, I am sorry. Now I will ask you something later in the later part of the class. Okay, all right. Thank you. Now, a lot of you told me first read the question, or just go through the text, or just read the first paragraph or the first statement and things like that. My question was, should you read the text or the passage completely? And Divya, very close to the answer, you said no, don't read the text because of time constraint. Agreed. The others also said something very similar, but yes, the idea is you cannot and you should not read the whole text, and that's what we're going to learn today. And how can you probably get your answers faster? Okay. Another thing that I would like to tell you is these techniques, I would like you guys to follow it to the T, because that will really help you in getting your answers faster, and also will help you in understanding the text. Okay, so please, if you are somebody who would want to read the whole text and then do the question, milk is basically that is one thing I see. It just runs through the it does you don't waste time each and every your 6 minutes. So and all right. Yes, you can. Great. Again, please remember, guys, don't just read the first sentence superficially. Whoever has sent me the answers, do not read the first line superficially. Read it carefully and understand what that first sentence actually wants to convey. Read it properly, read it and understand it properly. Again, Prashanti, don't read the rest of the sentences, only the first line. Okay, I've got like different answers. Now, okay. Again, one more time, everybody, it is important that you understand what the first sentence is saying. Is this sentence, Earth's atmosphere does the same thing as the greenhouse? Does the same thing as what? Greenhouse. Does this mean that we're talking about greenhouse here? No, this first sentence does not establish anything about a greenhouse. Okay. Another thing, is this first sentence telling us anything about the temperatures on Earth? Of course not. It is telling us the Earth's atmosphere is doing the same thing that a greenhouse does. Greenhouse and Earth's atmosphere behave in the same manner. That's what this statement is saying. Is it only talking about Earth's atmosphere? No. It is telling us that the Earth's atmosphere and greenhouse behave or do the same things. It is actually telling us how the Earth is a greenhouse. This paragraph is comparing Earth's atmosphere and greenhouse, the different aspects of Earth's atmosphere and greenhouse and how they are similar. Are you all able to understand? Nidhin, Prashanti, Anirudh, Anila, Jeshma, all of you, and those of Vinod, Yash, are you all able to understand that here this first sentence is extremely important? You all need to, that's exactly why I'm telling you over and over again, please read the first sentence properly. Read it in detail, because that's what's going to help you understand. Otherwise, we have to do the same old thing, read the whole paragraph and waste time. Understand properly. And I again told you, don't just glance through the sentence. What is the sentence telling me? It's telling me Earth's atmosphere does the same thing as the greenhouse. It's talking about two things, Earth's atmosphere, greenhouse. And it is telling us what are the same things that these two aspects do. Isn't it? It's comparing. So please understand the statement. That's very, very, very important. Is it clear, everyone? Good. Any doubts, any questions? I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat. Or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. I am very happy to see everybody saying all clear, yes, but it also needs to translate. Your performance needs to be better. So when I'm going to give you some more activities right now, obviously. So I really need you to understand, read the first sentence carefully. Please don't think, why is Lavanya constantly repeating it? I just want the best for all of you. Okay. Now I'm going to make you do one activity and I'm going to put you all in breakout rooms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send that activity on our WhatsApp group, go through it, discuss it, and match. I'll just show it to you. So this is how you'll have your text. There are 3 paragraphs, okay, and there are 3 things that this paragraph is talking about. Each paragraph is talking about. Read the first sentence and see what is that particular sentence talking about. What is that particular sentence telling you? Okay, let me do an example for you here. It says, one of nature's greatest mysteries, the fairy circles of Namibia, may have been unraveled by researchers. It is talking about mysteries. It is talking about something being unraveled. So what is this paragraph talking about? A mystery being unraveled or a mystery being opened. Correct? This is what you have to do. Just read the first line and see what that paragraph is talking about, just like we did some time back. I'm going to add you to breakout rooms, and I'm going to send you 2 texts. The paragraphs are going to be the same. The options over here may be slightly different. Okay. Everybody, are you up for it? Give me a thumbs up. Guys, yes, no, maybe. All right. Any doubts, any questions? Okay, great, great. Okay. Everybody, please join your breakout rooms. I'm sending the question in the group. Let us wait. There are a few more people who are coming back from their breakout rooms. All right. How was the activity? Did you guys do it? Did you guys discuss? Please type a yes if you did. Great, great. I hope you understood the reason why I made you do this activity. Yes? Great. All right, superb. All right, I'm really excited to know. So what I'm going to do is, I will read the first line of the second paragraph. I already did the first one for you guys. I'm going to read the first line of the second paragraph. And whoever wants to volunteer and tell me what the context of this paragraph is, raise your hand. I will unmute you. You tell me the answer. All right. Okay. It says, the cause of the circular patches of earth surrounded by grass, which are arranged in honeycomb-like patterns in huge areas of the Namib Desert, has been the source of scientific debate for decades. All right, Yash, please unmute. What is the context of this paragraph? Please unmute and answer.
Okay, I'm allowed to unmute now. Can you come again, please? The voice was breaking.
I said, what is the context of paragraph B? I already read the first line for you.
Okay, yeah. Just a second. It is debating the causes. The first one.
Okay, all right. I'm not telling whether it's right or wrong as yet. Okay. Thank you, Yash. Yash Patel. What do you think is the context? Hold on, Yash. Hold on. What is the context of paragraph 3? Let me read the first line. It says, regular vegetation patterns form spectacular landscapes across the globe, with the fairy circles in Namibia holding special interest for scientists since the 1970s. What do you think is the answer for this? Or context? Yash Patel, you had raised your hand.
Ma'am?
Yeah?
Option 2, a spectacular interest.
Okay, so you're saying paragraph 3 is talking about a spectacular interest. How did you get this? How did you understand that it's talking about spectacular interest?
In third line, they are talking about Namibia holding special interest for scientific.
Okay, good. I'm not telling whether it's right or wrong as yet. All right, thank you. Mute yourself, please. Aloshi, you had raised your hand much earlier. I'm going to unmute you. Is there anything you would like to change, or would you like to, probably tell us? What is the context of paragraph B according to you and your group?
Yeah, hello. Am I audible? Yeah, my group has decided the same answer, but I have a doubt. Like the first sentence of the second paragraph is saying that the causes for the debate, right? Yeah.
Where? The causes of circular patches, second paragraph.
The source of, right. Being the source of debate for decades.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Does we say the same thing, like debating the causes, or?
Okay, hold on. Good. So you're saying that this paragraph probably is talking about debating the causes, right?
Okay.
I'm asking you, yes or no?
Like I was saying, just debating the causes means?
To debate. They're discussing, debating about something.
But the paragraph says like the source of debate.
Yeah, so you're not going to get everything word to word. We are just trying to understand the context, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, don't get confused. We have not started question types. We're still understanding the context.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. So, Aloshi, please mute yourself. And now let us look at what each paragraph is trying to tell us. All right. So the first paragraph, like I already told you, is talking about a mystery unraveled. The second paragraph is talking about debating the causes, because Aloshi, like he rightly mentioned, it clearly says in the first sentence, there is no interest that they're talking about in the in paragraph B. They are telling the cause of the circular patches. They're talking about some causes surrounded by grass, which are arranged in a certain pattern in this desert, has been a source of scientific debate for decades, which means it has been a starting point of some debate. So here they're trying to understand, how are these circular patches caused? This is what the scientists are discussing, and this is what paragraph B is all about. Whereas paragraph 3 talks about an interest, a spectacular interest. Why? Because here it's saying regular vegetation patterns form spectacular landscape across the globe, with fairy circles in Namibia holding special interest for scientists. It's talking about interest. Okay, guys, we are just trying to understand the context of every paragraph. Those options are given for you to probably connect them better. Okay, connect your ideas better with the paragraph. That's why those options are given. Are you all able to understand my point? Have you all understood the reason that we're doing this particular activity? Please type a yes and let me know. Any doubts, any questions, guys? All right. Let's move on. This, I've only changed the way the text has been given, the questions, these options have been given. At the end of the day, the idea is to understand the context. If anybody would like to answer, please unmute and tell me, what does paragraph A, what is the context of paragraph A in these terms, which are given on the screen? Okay, I'm going to pick somebody. Okay, Aparna, thank you, Aparna. Please unmute. Aparna, please unmute.
Okay. Yeah. So for option A, it will be 2, because
Why?
one of the nature's greatest mystery, the fairy circle of Namibia, may have been unraveled by researchers. Unraveled is like a synonym of solved.
So you're saying paragraph A is 2? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Because it says unraveled and it says mystery. So it's obviously talking, mystery is nothing but a puzzle. Unraveled is
puzzle.
To solve. Good, all right. I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong, but thank you, Aparna. Please mute yourself. Yeah. Dr. Linu and Stency, you're next. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Linu. If you want to change something, you can go ahead and change based on your idea and understanding.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. So B, for the option, second paragraph, it is 3, that is an ongoing dispute. Okay. That's because in the 3rd or 4th line, they have given it as has been the source of scientific debate for decades. Okay. And that says that it is like ongoing dispute.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right. I'm just going to get back to you in a bit, but I like how you've explained it. Thank you. You may mute yourself. And Stency. Again, Stency, if you want to change something, you can go ahead and change. Otherwise, you can tell me what is the context of paragraph 3 in these terms.
Hello, yeah. Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you very clearly. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Stency,
I can hear. Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, see, the answer is 1. I mean, a long-held beautiful interest. It's because a long-held, they have mentioned in the passage since 1970. Okay. 70s, so it's long-held. And beautiful interest, we can relate to spectacular. Spectacular is something beautiful.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, interest as well.
Great, good job.
Yeah.
So thank you, Stency. Please mute yourself. Yeah. All right. So guys, each paragraph has some context. These options are given only for your understanding, but what is it that you need to understand from or learn from the activities that I've given you? Please read the first thing you should do as soon as you get your passage is read the first sentence carefully and try and understand what is the context of that particular paragraph. In both the exercises, you didn't have to read the whole paragraph or the whole passage. You only read the first sentence and tried to understand, okay, this is what paragraph A is talking about, this is what paragraph B is talking about, and this is what paragraph C is telling us. Is it clear? So I don't have to waste time. I read the first sentence, I understand what it is all about, and then I can now do step number 2, which is go through the questions. All right. So the first skimming technique is only to understand each and every paragraph by reading the first sentence. After we do this, the next thing is to move to the questions. And when we move, I'm going to extend the session by 10 minutes because I started 10 minutes late. All right. Now, what should you do as soon as you look at the questions? First, go through the questions and mark the keywords there. Some words which are like nouns or adjectives, something which is striking, mark them. But of course, read the questions properly. And then what you should be doing is, after you mark these keywords, go to your paragraph or your passage and see where these keywords or synonyms of these keywords are present and answer your questions. Okay, I'm going to show this with an example. But till now, have you all understood what I just said about keywords and looking at questions? Please type a yes in the chat. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, these are the questions. Okay, previously we only went through the text, the first line of every paragraph. Now these are the questions. The first question says, what syndrome can the new technology help? What are the striking words here, important words or prominent words? It's syndrome and it's new technology, correct? So what do I have to find out? What syndrome? I need to understand what syndrome does the new technology help? So I have to find out syndrome. So in the passage, I will have to look for the word syndrome and then figure out what it is. Okay. The second question says, what can the computer decipher? Decipher or understand. Okay. Decipher also means to understand or to unveil or something like that. The keywords here. So I have to understand, I have to find out what is it that the computer can decipher or figure out? The keyword is computer decipher. Decipher is a very important word. I need to look for either the same word or maybe another word which means decipher in the paragraph to pick up the appropriate word, appropriate answer. And the third question says, how did the participants report feeling? So how did they do it? How did the participants share their feeling? So again, what do I do? After I mark the keywords in the questions, understand those questions, I'm going to go back to the paragraph and try and figure out where is this keyword present or is there any synonym, and then pick up my appropriate answer. Okay, so I will do the first one for you guys. The first question is, what syndrome can the new technology help? Okay, it is in this paragraph only, so I don't have to really worry too much. Let me look for the word syndrome, and I can see syndrome is, hold on, right here. Okay, and it's talking about something called as locked-in syndrome. So what syndrome can this new technology help? This paragraph is only talking about some technology. It is going to help us with locked-in syndrome. All right, so my answer is logged in. Are you getting it? This is my answer. The second question says, what can the computer decipher? I will have to look for something related to computer or decipher, and where can I find it? Decipher. Computer, a computer interface that can decipher thoughts. So my answer is going to be thoughts. Correct. What can a computer decipher? It can decipher thoughts. And then it says, how did the participants report feeling? Now, where can I look for feeling? Where is it? Is there a word called report or something in the paragraph? Yes, It says report. And then what is it? Happy. Correct? So I am going to, this is how I'm going to match my keyword using a synonym, match the synonym or match that particular keyword and pick up my answers. Are you all able to understand? And this technique is called scanning. First, we go through the first sentence of every paragraph, understand the context of every paragraph, and then we move on to questions where we pick up some keywords and try and match the keywords or the synonyms present in the text and pick up our answers. All right. Here we just have one paragraph, hence finding the answers became very easy. When you have longer paragraphs, that first sentence, because you've skimmed through your text, you know where exactly to look for your answer and where exactly to look for the keywords. That is why skimming has to be done first and then scanning. Are you all able to understand? Any doubts, any questions? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to ask me if you have any questions. Guys, if it's clear, just say no doubts in the chat, or you can give me a thumbs up. So okay, or all clear, whatever. Okay. Again, Stency, this is just a technique. I am not yet, okay, Jeshma and Stency have asked me whether all the answers are just going to be one word. Listen to me, one thing, we are just trying to understand how to locate answers, how to understand paragraphs. I have not started with questions yet. This method that I'm teaching you is only to help us locate answers. Okay, don't get confused. We have not started with question types yet. Clear? Stency, did I answer your question? Jeshma? Okay, great. All right. Now let's just do another example before we close the class. All right, and I'm going to make you do this on your own. All right. First things first, quickly go through the first sentence of every paragraph, understand the context, do not read the whole text. Go to the question, pick up your keywords, and then find out your answers. All right. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do this. And once you've finished it, please type your answers in the chat. And if you haven't understood what to do, please tell me in the chat so I will explain it once again. Once you locate the answer, send it to me in the chat. Anisha, yes, it's A and B. The paragraphs, there's a error, slight error. It's A, B, and C. There are 3 paragraphs. No, I don't, guys, I don't want you to tell me, guys, hold on. I don't want you to tell me in which paragraph the answer is present. You have to tell me, you have to write the answer. Just don't type 1A, 2B. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Figure out what these keywords are and where is it and what is the answer. You have to write the answer those questions. Don't say 1A, 2B. That's not what we are doing here, right? We finished that activity already. Locate the answer and tell me, write the answer in the chat. One more minute. Those who've written 1A, 2B, Prashanti, Anisha, write the answers and send it to me now. One more minute and then I'm going to discuss. Okay, now let's look at all the questions and the keywords. Everybody? Okay, so the first thing that we understood was quickly go through the text, quickly go through the first sentences, which I'm not doing right now. And then we have to look at the keywords in the question. It says, what could possibly be causing dementia? What is the reason? What is the most probable reason for people to get dementia? So dementia is my keyword here, correct? When I look at my first paragraph, because I've already done a little bit of skimming, it says tiny air pollution particles, chances of dementia and increase. Okay, the keyword dementia is present in the first paragraph. Causing dementia, chance of dementia is already there in the first paragraph. So my answer is tiny air pollution particles. Okay, that's the answer. And how have I figured out? I saw dementia, causing dementia, chances of dementia increase, and I have picked it up. All right. The second, hold on. The second keyword is, the second question is, what percentage of dementia cases could be attributed to air pollution? Now, percentage of dementia cases attributed to air pollution. Now, some of you have written 92%, some of you have written 82%, but what is the keyword here? Air pollution. What is the percentage of dementia that is associated or happens because of air pollution? And here in this paragraph, they're nowhere talking about air pollution. Air pollution is present here, and it says air pollution can be responsible for 21% of dementia cases. So my answer is 21%. Are you all getting my point? Any doubts, any questions, you can type in the chat. And the third question is, what needs to be in the surrounding environment to increase cognitive decline? Now, where is cognitive decline present? Because I did a bit of skimming, I know it's present here. And the question is, what percentage, hold on. Yeah, what needs to be there in the surrounding environment to increase cognitive decline? And here it says, older women who live in places with fine particulate matter exceeding the US Environmental Protection Agencies are at a risk of for global cognitive decline. So the answer is fine particulate matter. What needs to be there in the surrounding environment to increase cognitive decline? It's fine particulate matter. Is it clear, everybody? Did you understand how I used skimming and scanning to figure the answers in the chat in our passage? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Anybody has any queries? We've completed our today's training. Does anybody have any questions, any queries? Please type it in the chat, or we can go ahead and do a quick recap. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat. Anirudh, how many times can we take IELTS? You can take IELTS how many ever times you want. However, the cost of the IELTS exam is quite high. It's around 14 to 15,000. And as a tutor, I suggest that you crack it in the first attempt. God forbid somebody gets, a less score in the first attempt, you can immediately go and take it. Okay. Okay, Divya Teja, let me go back and help you with the third question. Okay. Hold on. So it says, what needs to be in the surrounding environment to increase cognitive decline? Okay. It says over here, cognitive decline is present here. Correct. And in this paragraph, it says, scientists and engineers found that older women who live in places with fine particulate matter exceeding the US Environmental Protection Agency standard are 81% more at risk for global cognitive decline. Okay, so what is going to cause cognitive decline or cognitive everything related to the mind? What is going to cause, and that's what dementia is, right? What is going to cause a decline in your cognition or understanding of things or remembering things? It is the presence of fine particulate matter. So what needs to be in our environment to cause decrease in our cognition is fine particulate matter. Is it clear, Divya Teja? Did you understand? Divya Teja, please tell me if you've understood. Anybody, any doubts, any questions? You're all clear? Guys? Yes, no, maybe please type in the chat. Okay. All right. Now that it's clear and you've understood the techniques, not the question types. I can't believe I've probably said this 100 times, but it's important for me to tell so that you don't get confused. The techniques are skimming. What is skimming? Read the first line of every paragraph and understand the context. The second thing, then go to the questions, look at the question, mark the keywords, and then see where your answer is, and then locate your answer in your passage. Okay, so both skimming and scanning go hand in hand. I've shown you with very small examples. In the coming days, when we do bigger exercises, you will be able to understand how we are using skimming and scanning techniques. All right, is it clear? But please remember this. Anyway, I'm going to be sharing the video with you guys. Keep looking at it. That will help you understand the concept also better. All right, so just a quick recap. The reading module, as you know, is the second part of your IELTS examination. The duration is just 1 hour, and you have 3 sections, 40 questions in all. Academic candidates have 3 full-length passages, which are very informative, and general training candidates have anywhere between 4 to 5 passages. All right, and the techniques we need to understand and learn are skimming and scanning by looking at the first line, keywords, and synonyms. Basically, whatever questions you get may not have the exact word that is present in the text. You may also get synonyms or words with the same meaning. So you will have to understand that and also match it and figure out where that is located and pick up your answer. All right. So with that, I'm going to close today's session. Thank you very much. And if you have any queries, any doubts, you can send it in the 7 to 8 window and I will answer them for you. Today, there is no activity, no home assignments, so that's absolutely okay. All right, you can go through the videos and understand it better, understand speaking part also better, or practice. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I will see you all tomorrow at 5:30. Thank you for your cooperation as well. Bye.